myths to buying a home is the mortgage payment. A lot of these online, Zillow, Realtor.com, they have mortgage calculators, and I've had people walk in here and go, "Man, I saw this house and it says it's only $800 a month," and I'll go, "Yeah, but that doesn't include the $800 in taxes and insurance, so it's $1,600 a month." I mean, that's an exaggeration, but I think if a buyer doesn't factor in the taxes and the insurance, there's a misconception. And a lot of those sites will tell you, if you read the fine print, like, this is just principal and interest. This is factoring in, a 20% down payment. And so you gotta really talk to an agent and have them do a mortgage calculator for you. We've had buyers sit down with us and kind of give us their wants and needs. And so now we're kind of trying to condition the agents to ask, like, well, what are you comfortable with as a monthly payment, as opposed to what are you comfortable with, purchase price, because they're not going to understand that it's not the same thing. That's something that we've been up against, is just being careful and making sure you understand what your payment looks like. I'll bet you if you ask any of the agents in this office, they'll tell you, yeah, we were out shopping for houses, and then once we got to talking about the payment, or they called the mortgage company, they backed out because they were anticipating something much less, and then now everything they see in their price point, they don't want to buy, just because it doesn't look like what they had decided on, they set their heart on. We try to explain that right out the gate, like, hey, what are you wanting to spend every month? Because so many times we'll have somebody that'll come in, and it works both ways. We'll have people come in and tell us, well, I want to spend $800 a month. So we show them $800 a month listings, and it's like, okay, well, I can go to $1,000, and then next thing you know, they're buying a $1,500 a month house. But that's okay, because they were able to do it. They just didn't understand what that looked like. And once we explain it to them and kind of walk them through it, that they get it. Cash is king is a myth. I will tell somebody cash is king if you're making an offer on a house and you're going to be as competitive with a bank offer, because right now the market's so fast that a seller is going to look at it and go, well, just because you brought cash doesn't mean that I should accept this offer that was going to net me $5,000 to $10,000 less than that guy that went to the bank to get his money's money, and the risk of a loan is quickly negated when you tell somebody, well, yeah, if you take this cash offer, you're going to make $10,000 less. But if you think that this person is qualified and can get to closing, I would wait the additional 2 weeks to make $10,000 more dollars. That's sound money there. And so that's a myth, is that if you bring cash to the table that you can bid less to the house. As many of the agents in the office have come to find out, that's not going to win you the bid. The seller is going to look at it and go, yeah, I'll wait 2 more weeks and make 10 grand more. Or, we've got some people that come in here with cash and think, oh, I'm gonna bid $50,000 less on that house, and it's not going to work. And another myth is that you can negotiate with foreclosures. We have people that will come in here and say, I want a foreclosure because I'm going to pay less for it. That went away 15 years ago, and it's been slow for people to catch on that just because a home is a foreclosure doesn't mean that you can underbid on it, and the bank's not going to take. First of all, I will tell you how foreclosures are. They're going to have 20 offers on the table. The offer they're going to take is obviously the one that's going to net them the most money, that's going to have the highest earnest money deposit, the quickest closing time within reason, 30 days. When buyers walk in here and say they want to buy a foreclosure, the first question I ask is why? What is it because you think you can get more house for less? And that's just not true. Foreclosures are just as a competitive a niche than everything else. I mean, there's no foreclosures on the market, because everybody overbids on them. And when the market is bad, you'll have a lot of foreclosures. When the market is good, like it's been for the last couple of years, you won't have any. Because anybody that's financially in trouble, they'll just put their house on the market and sell it. And they know that they can get out from underneath it and even make money. So that's what happens. And so when there is a house that comes on the market that's a bank owned or a foreclosure, when an investor comes to me or a buyer comes to me and says, hey, I see that thing's listed at 100, can I bid 85? I'll tell them, nah, don't waste your time. Don't waste mine, don't waste yours. In fact, my recommendation would be to bid like 110. The same thing with tax foreclosures. If they're on the MLS or if they're in the open market, it's a feeding frenzy. I'm not saying to overpay, but pay what it's worth, or don't get in the game, because you disappoint yourself. It's okay to reach back and think about how real estate was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It just doesn't apply to today, like most things. Real estate it's slow to catch up, but it's very fluid. And when there's no houses on the market, just because you have cash doesn't mean you're gonna score a deal. Remember to like this video. Don't forget to click subscribe and tap the notification bell.